Hey adventurers, so today is going to be another book review. This is going to be for The Lair of Bones by David Farland. This is the fourth book in the Runelords series, and the fourth book is the end of the first arc of the Runelords series. So this is a fantasy book. This is a high fantasy, epic fantasy, all the generic fantasy tropes in a lot of ways. It's elemental fantasy. Those are primarily the subgenres that I feel like it fits into. Quest fantasy for sure. As with most fantasy books, there's a whole lot of subgenres that it fits into. But before I get into the body of this review, I just really quickly like to say, if you're liking what you're seeing from an Erudite adventurer, we'd really appreciate it if you'd like, comment, and subscribe. So, The Lair of Bones is the fourth book in the Runelords by David Farland, as I've already mentioned. This is also the completion of the first arc, which I've also already mentioned. Many of our open plot threads are wrapped up in this book, while leaving plenty and introducing even more to go forward with into the back half of this series, or just over half of the series, because a 9-book series, book 4 isn't even halfway. That's neither here nor there, especially since there's only 8 books out, and so 4 books is halfway. But anyways. Once again, this book takes place over a very, very short amount of time, basically 1.5 or 2 days for the majority of the events, with the ending spanning some time to appropriately set things up for book 5. So the main events of this book take place in like 24 to 48 hours, something like that. And I don't even know if this world's hours are the same as Earth's. That's not something that I've looked into or even thought about. But anyways, that's not important. Continuing on. Primarily, this book is about the final battle between humanity and the Reavers, and how that plays out. Book 3 put our characters into a position to finish this war, and if you are aware of the events of previous books, then the title of this book, The Lair of Bones, actually makes a lot of sense. As Gaborn, Iomi, and Averin descend into the Reavers' lair in an attempt to end the battle before it can claim too many more lives, the armies of the Reavers have also actually left and are attempting to overcome humanity. So it's kind of elite task force has been sent in to try and end the battle, and the armies have already left type thing. We rush through this underground lair at surprising speed in hopes of learning the secrets of how to defeat the Reavers. That's vague. It may seem not so vague to you, but for me that's very vague, knowing what I'm actually trying to say with this. That's very vague. The one true master, a Reaver mage of great power, is their target, but the true nature of the beast is still unknown. At least it's unknown at the beginning of this book. You understand what it is by the end of the book, and more so continuing on through the series. Farland's ability to craft a story and keep you engaged even while almost nothing is happening except for running. It's astounding. Never once was I bored in this while reading this book. I looked forward to every moment I spent reading it and being immersed in this world. The characters of Gaborn and Iomi are at their best from the character development in previous books, as well as the continued character development in this book. The endowment's magic system still has you questioning the ethicality of it, but the usefulness and importance of endowments is just absolutely undeniable, which it actually makes the use of them all the more questionable. It's like, should we even be doing this? And that's a major theme throughout this whole series, is the question of, should we be using endowments? Is that something that we have a right to use, or we even can use, should be using? And it's the way that he approaches that topic, it's constantly lingering in the background of every conversation, but it's also not taking over the story. It's allowing the story to tell itself, and I think I'll get more into that in a second here. So while Farland never goes heavily into the darkness and depravity of these questions, this is what I was talking about, it's not because he doesn't acknowledge their existence, but rather that he doesn't allow them to overtake the story being told. And he asks that the reader think for themselves about these questions. The pacing of this book is just absolutely breakneck, but for the story being told, it's completely necessary. And the few moments that you have to breathe become some of the most important moments of the book. You get a chance to stop, to think, to ask a question, to communicate in a way that previously you couldn't. And then the story just barrels on forward. And it's really well done because most books couldn't get away with it. Most authors couldn't get away with this type of thing. Overall, this has just been a fantastic series, and Lair of Bones is a fantastic finale for this first arc of the series. So that is my review for The Lair of Bones, book 4 of the Runelords by David Farland. Thank you guys for watching an Erudite adventure. We post videos every Monday and Thursday and have our social medias linked in the description down below. We will see you guys again soon. Stay warm.